Colby Covington didn't hold back when discussing Michael's recent UFC debut performance against Kevin Holland at UFC 299 in an interview with Submission Radio. Covington criticized Page, labeling him as trash. He argued that his debut wasn't entertaining and suggested that he is overhyped. Covington pointed out his previous loss to Mike Perry before his UFC debut and dismissed his victory over Holland, whom he described as a complete scrub and a 50-50 fighter at best. Covington didn't mince words, asserting that Page's performance against Holland was lackluster and only works when facing opponents who shouldn't be in the UFC. Furthermore, Covington expressed confidence in his ability to defeat Page, stating that if they were ever scheduled to fight, it would be an easy paycheck for him. Despite the uncertainty surrounding his future in the welterweight division, he remains determined to stay relevant among the division's contenders. Colby said this: "I didn't make anything of it performance. I just saw another easy money paycheck. If the UFC ever wants to give me that in the future." Arman Zaruk, ahead of his clash with Charles Oliveira at UFC 300, shared his thoughts on Oliveira's fighting style and strengths while acknowledging Oliveira's proficiency in taking opponents' backs and securing submissions. Zaruk Kian was also critical of Oliveira's overall skill set. In a translated interview with Red Corner MMA, Zaruk Kian highlighted Oliveira's ability to take his opponent's back and finish fights with chokes, particularly utilizing his long limbs to lock in submissions such as triangles. However, Zaruk Kian asserted that his opponent's game is not exceptional beyond his proficiency in this area. Zaruk Kian also noted Oliveira's propensity for pulling guard, but suggested that it is not an extraordinary aspect of his game, while recognizing his success with back mount chokes. Zaruk Kian revealed that he and his team have been diligently preparing for such scenarios in their training sessions. Despite acknowledging Oliveira's strengths, Zaruk emphasized the importance of avoiding Oliveira's dangerous positions during their fight and expressed confidence in his ability to counter his attacks effectively, and said this: "Yes, he has some tricks when pulling guard, but nothing extraordinary. He's got a great back mount game where he chokes everybody out. This morning, we worked on these types of situations, what I should do if I get caught in that position. We're working on it, but we shouldn't let this happen in the fight." Zaruk Kian's assessment of Oliveira's game plan suggests that he is well prepared and focused on neutralizing Oliveira's strengths while imposing his own game plan to secure victory at UFC Music 300. Chris Curtis will be stepping up on short notice to rematch Brendan Allen in the main event of UFC Vegas 90, replacing Marvin Tory, who had to withdraw from the bout. The event is scheduled to take place on April 6th at the UFC Apex. This rematch comes after their first encounter at UFC Vegas 44 in December 2021, where Curtis, taking the fight on short notice, secured an upset's second-round TKO victory over Allen. Originally, Allen was set to face Roman Doid, but with Doid out, Curtis seized the opportunity and emerged victorious. Since their initial meeting, Allen has gone on an impressive winning streak, including notable victories over Paul Craig, Bruno Silva, Kevin Holland, and others. He currently holds the 6th spot in the middleweight rankings and boasts an 11-2 record in the UFC. Chris Curtis, with a record of 31-10 and 1 no contest, is coming off a split decision win against Marc-Andre Barriault at UFC 297, ranked 14th in the middleweight division. Curtis holds notable wins over Alan Rolfo Vieira, Wayne Buckley, and Phil Haas during his UFC tenure, with both fighters eager to prove themselves and settle the score. The rematch between Chris Curtis and Brendan Allen promises to be an exciting main event for UFC Vegas 90. Islam Makhachev, the UFC lightweight champion, has expressed his openness to defending his title against Dustin Poirier, despite acknowledging that Poirier may not necessarily deserve a title shot based on rankings alone. Makhachev emphasized the lack of available options at the moment. In a recent interview, Makhachev explained his reasoning for considering Poirier as a potential opponent, with several other top contenders occupied with fights scheduled for UFC 300. Makhachev sees Poirier as one of the few viable options for his next title defense. He expressed his eagerness to stay active and fight 3 times this year, necessitating a matchup with someone available. Makhachev praised Poirier's recent performance, highlighting his impressive knockout victory over Benoit Steny at UFC 299. He acknowledged Poirier's status as a seasoned veteran who has defeated numerous top opponents, making him a formidable challenger for the title. Additionally, Makhachev sees the potential bout with Poirier as an opportunity to make history and further solidify his legacy in the sport. Islam said this: "I know Dustin does not deserve the title fight, but we don't have any option right now. Everybody is busy. I want to fight 3 times this year. I have to call out someone, and Poirier is free now. He showed an excellent performance and scored a beautiful knockout. He's healthy, and I asked him to fight in June. No one else is going to be ready. Maybe someone will be ready, but I have to fight. I don't care. I'm healthy now. I am training every day, and I need someone. He's beat a lot of top guys. He's a legend. To fight with him, it's going to be good for me, for the history, for everything. He's a legend. He beat a lot of tough guys, and he's a tough opponent too. He have a good Gillen While Maker recognizes Pierce's skills and accomplishments, he remains focused on his own readiness to fight and is willing to face any available opponent to defend his music title. Bone Nickel, the former Penn State wrestler turned UFC middleweight prospect, has been making waves since joining the organization in late 2022 despite a hiatus after his last fight. Nickel is set to return at UFC 300 to face Cody Brundage. However, his placement on the main card has drawn criticism from fans. While many fans expressed disappointment at Nickel's position on the main card, the middleweight prospect responded to the criticism on his YouTube channel with a carefree attitude. Nickel joked about the situation and stated that he doesn't care about the placement, emphasizing that he could fight anywhere and still upset people. Nickel sarcastically suggested that he should go to fans' workplaces and boo them for getting raises. Drawing parallels between their criticisms and his situation, he attributed his placement on the main card to his popularity and the UFC's decision to maximize pay-per-view sales. In conclusion, Nickel emphasized that the placement doesn't affect him financially, and he remains indifferent to the criticism from fans. Despite the backlash, he remains focused on his return to the octagon and is unfazed by the opinions of others.